Welcome to part 2 of safety tips for solo female van lifers. If you missed part 1, go ahead and check it out now or after this video ends. There are some really good tips in there, as well as my personal experience on the road, including a very scary situation that happened to me and has led to the tips that I have today. For those of you that are new here, my name is Darian. I traveled full-time on the road for 2 years and now am building my second camper van to live and travel in full-time. So let's jump right into it. My first tip for part 2 of this video is a panic button. So you can have a panic button in your van. I suggest having it near your bed. You can mount it on the wall, and basically it's just a button that you press and it sounds a very loud alarm. Hopefully that is enough to scare off intruders. I know SimpliSafe has one that you can either connect to Wi-Fi on a bigger plan or just have as a standard button. All it does is siren. If you upgrade to the bigger plan connected to Wi-Fi, then it does notify the police, which leads me into my next safety tip, which is tracking devices and preferably bracelets. Luckily, there are so many amazing innovative companies now coming out with products to protect women. Companies like Flare and Invisaware offer bracelets that have tracking devices in them, and you can also sound an alarm or alert police if you feel like you're in danger. Some of them also allow you to trigger a fake phone call to your phone to get you out of uncomfortable situations. There is also Birdie, which is a tracking device that goes on your keychain. It also has an alarm that you can pull and sound. You can also alert the police with it. These tracking devices, specifically the bracelets, I highly recommend to all women because they go unnoticed and they're very inconspicuous. My next tip is really cheap and easy to install, and that is motion sensor lights on the outside of your van. That way, if anybody approaches your van at night, it puts a spotlight on them and hopefully prevents them from doing anything crazy. My next tip you might have heard before, but that's to change your route as well as your overnight parking spot. I suggest not parking in the same spot 2 nights in a row, and if you are going to be in a place for a week or two, have a couple spots that you switch back and forth between. I like to have 3, and that's usually enough to not draw attention to myself. My 5th tip for this video is to always back into your parking spot. This allows a quick and easy way to escape if you feel uncomfortable or unsafe. Tip number 6 is to pair up with other solo van lifers. This doesn't mean you have to hang out all the time. A lot of van lifers actually prefer a lot of alone time, so you can usually find a good balance between having somebody to socialize with and go do activities with and have me time. But there is safety in numbers, so this is a really good tip, especially if you're traveling off-grid and you're not going to have cell service. Last but not least, join online communities. There are so many Facebook groups now and Instagram accounts of people open and willing to help you and give you advice on areas to avoid and precautions to take. Facebook groups are also just a really good way to stay in the loop. It's kind of like Nextdoor, but for van lifers. So join a few, turn the notifications on, and be safe. My goal with this video is not to deter you from solo travel, but to actually encourage you to go out and feel confident in your ability to protect yourself and enjoy life on the road without being scared or paranoid of what could happen. That's all I got for this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and I hope to see you in the next one.